Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Alain. Appreciate all of you joining. Appreciate those that join live and comment. Appreciate those that share. And I appreciate those that watch the replays and comment or just watch the replays in secret. Also appreciate everybody that's been going to the podcast and listening to the audio. Those numbers are going up and I appreciate all of you. So thank you very much. And please help me get this out to more people by sharing it with your friends in your community as well. Thank you very much. I'm often asked, how much should I train? And the answer really depends on the goals you have for training. You know, I'm drinking out of a Rocky mug this morning just because you can't help but think about training when you think of Rocky, all those fantastic training scenes in the movies that are motivating. So if you haven't trained for a while, watch some of the Rocky training scenes and get up and get to work. But how much should you train? Depends on what you're training in, what you're training for. What are your goals for training? If your goal is to be an Olympic athlete, you are going to train much more than someone who's training for recreation and a little exercise and fun on the side. Both are legitimate reasons to train. There's nothing wrong with attending a martial art class a couple times a week for some exercise, some learning, and some enjoyment. But going twice a week will not get you to the Olympics. If you have that goal, you're going to be training much more. So it really depends. How much should you train? What are your goals? And what is your lifestyle? If you're in the military, you should be training a lot more than somebody that's sitting at a desk job. Person sitting at a desk job will never face physical challenges in their occupation. They should be training enough to keep them in general shape so they can do the activities they enjoy. Somebody in the military or law enforcement, where, or, fire department, where you are being taxed physically all the time on your job, you need to train a lot more. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to talk about what you should train in. Today we're just talking about how much you should train. It also depends on the activity. Obviously, if you're training for a marathon and you're running, you're going to run a lot more than you lift weights. I still think a marathon runner should do some lifting, but it's going to be out of proportion. You're going to do a lot more running, very little lifting. Flip that around and you want to win a bodybuilding contest, you're going to be doing a lot more lifting and less running or cardiovascular exercise. You still need to do the cardio, but the emphasis is going to be on the weight training so you can compete and win in bodybuilding competitions. And that's why you do not see marathon runners in bodybuilding competitions, and you don't see champion bodybuilders winning marathons. Two different things. So how much should you train? What are your goals and why are you training? Going to say good morning to a couple people. Good morning, Dixon. Dixon says, thanks. Now I'm hearing Eye of the Tiger playing in my head. Well, that's a great song, so there could be worse things. I could have mentioned Tiptoe Through the Tulips, and then you'd have him going through your head like you do now. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Vicky. Appreciate you guys being here. You also need to determine your body and how much you can train without overtraining. So you need to find how much will get you to your goals without going too much and will hamper you reaching the goals. And that's going to be different for different people. And there are different training methodologies and different things that you can do. And sometimes you need to experiment with how much, maybe do a little bit more, back off a little bit to see how much will achieve the goals that you have. I think all of us should have some type of training goals, but they're not all going to be the same, obviously. Some people need to train a lot more than others. Some people need to train more than they are, for sure. So there is no simple answer to how much should you train. Determine your goals first, why you're training, what you want to achieve through your training. And then you back up and see what training and how much will it take to achieve those goals. And there are resources out there galore, trainers and different people and books and videos and programs that can help you reach the goals that you set for yourself. So that's how much you should train. Good morning, James. Appreciate you being here. James and I used to train a lot running up and down Ardennes Street at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, preparing us to jump out of perfectly good airplanes. But as every good paratrooper knows, there's no such thing as a perfectly good airplane. Appreciate you being here this morning, James. That's what I wanted to share this morning. You know, there is no specific amount you should train. It's going to be dependent on the goals you set. Tomorrow, we're going to look a little bit about what kind of training you should be doing. So today is how much, tomorrow is what. We'll see you then. And until then, make it a terrific Tuesday.